Good morning. I forgot that you have to post the bloody stream on X, so here we are. We're doing that right now. How annoying. And we're ready to rumble here in a second. My apologies for the delay. GM, everyone, how are you going today, Craig, mate, on this fine Thursday morning? Bit of blue skies, a little bit cooler temperature after the rain on the weekend, mate. Markets are still bleeding, as we have been talking about for many months, and I think we'll talk about potential opportunities. I think that's definitely a topic we should talk about. What altcoins we're looking at, what trades we're looking at, because I think that's always good for people to understand. But I also, I think the focus definitely is on some of the top news events there, which is very much around other people, big hedge funds, big institutions, is it the wrong mic? Dude, I hate it does that. There we go. It was on my camera mic. What? That is so absurd. Oh my God. Jeez. That's so frustrating. Anyways, we're back. GM, let me do the intro again. We'll go through today. We'll go through a few meme coins. We'll go through obviously the top dogs, Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there's still a lot of weakness out there because time capitulation is a real thing in a bear market, Craig. Price is easy to deal with, but time capitulation is arguably the hardest thing to deal with. We'll be talking about different opportunities that we like, what you maybe like, what I don't like about that, maybe what you don't like about some of the trades that I like. And then we'll dive into some heavy institutional buying and selling because I think that'll be very much a good opportunity for us to understand what happens in 2026. But Craig, mate, GM to you, how are you today on this Thursday morning?
GM Greeny, GM mates, hello everyone. Thanks for pulling up. Yeah, dude, I'm good, thank you. Happy Thursday. Always a good day of the week, isn't it? Almost at the weekend, so pretty good. Woke up, got another good night's sleep, which is nice. I've been obviously doing my studying, so I don't really need to stay up late anymore, man. Now that the bull market is over, I decided to start getting to bed early, doing the greenie style trading life. So in bed, I was in bed last night before 10 p.m., man. Earliest I've been in bed in probably 4 years. So it's pretty good. And just making sure I'm fresh for days like this. So now I'm feeling good, sun's shining, but it's a bit cooler, which is nice. Wife goes away tonight, which will be nice. So I'm just my boy and I together. So we're just going to play games later tonight, PlayStation 5 and all that. So that'll be sick, and looking forward to that. Woke up, saw a lot of red. Obviously, Bitcoin's finally broken down a touch. Not really, though. Probably still in a bit of a range. We can talk about that. But other than that, Greeny, how you feeling, dude? How you feeling?
Good. Yeah, look, there's a few final touches here that it's still going through. It's just, I mean, they don't live locally, so it's just like, well, if they're not gonna go check it themselves, at least like let me check it. But they're like, no, you're not allowed to go check it. So I was like, what the hell? So, anyways, we should hopefully find out pretty much the extent of the potential. It's only a small leak potentially, but we just want to make sure that we know what it is before we move in there and spend a ridiculous amount of money, right? So, that's the focus. But yeah, we're in the final stages, so hopefully that becomes unconditional in the coming days. It's been a bit of it's just extra stress and anxiety that you don't need. My dog keeps bloody waking up in the middle of the night again, dude. I woke up at 3, I woke up at 1, and I woke up at 4 again last night. I had to read, like, I'm waking up at 4 a.m. to him barking at some plovers, and I have to read for like 45 minutes to fall back asleep at 4 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, you can imagine, like, that plus the house stress, like there's just a lot of shit just not like, smooth sailing right now in my life. So I really need to try like go for a run or decompress. But I have actually reintroduced gaming. I haven't gamed for such a long time, and I do find pleasure in that, escaping from stress and anxiety and work. So for me, I decided I played Battlefield the other day, but personally I prefer COD. COD's just higher pace for me, and I don't know, I'm very similar to probably most people out there. You want instant gratification, whereas Battlefield's a little bit more longer, which I don't mind from time to time, but there's nothing better than pulling out an SMG or getting a quick scope on some people on COD, man. So yeah, I've been playing some, I think it's Black Ops 6, I think it is. So I've been playing a bit of that in my spare time. Not a lot, but I think that will be just nice to step away a little bit from work, particularly in this period of time. Been building out a lot of GTG trading stuff. So that's, the ecosystem is very much expanding there. I got 7 or 6 tutorials up now and full beginner pathways pretty much nearly finished. So yeah, there's still a lot of work being done and lots of work to do, but it's been nice to kind of try and step away a little bit from crypto. And then also, it's interesting times too, like X engagement's gone down, YouTube engagement's gone down, Kick engagement's gone down. It is proper bear market from every perspective, Craig. So yeah, we'll obviously talk about the charts. We'll probably start there today, I reckon. But as you can see, yeah, so that's a bit of a summary about what's going on in my life. I spent $330 on dinner last night, which was lovely. It was the wife's, like, so we went out on the weekend yeah, so it was her birthday, obviously, on Monday, and we went out with her parents on the weekend. So that was a really nice dinner as well. And then we went out again last night to this place is ideal and new, so it's like it's prime. And we had like scallops and lobster. I had coral trout for dinner. I was like, I haven't had coral trout in so long. I was like, you know what? I always get a steak, and I love steaks, but I was like, let's have the coral trout tonight. And yeah, so it was super lovely. So yeah, it was a really nice evening. But yeah, spending $330 in a bear market, how fun. But no, it's my wife's 30th, so of course I'm gonna have support her and love her and stuff. But let's talk about markets, Craig. Are you surprised here that the market continues to bleed slowly? We're seeing altcoins down probably 3% to 11% there with Zcash. Is that a surprise for you, waking up pretty much every day with a bit of red and a bit of blood across the markets? What are you thinking?
No, I'm not surprised. In fact, probably the only thing I'm surprised about is this didn't happen sooner.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess from my point of view, and probably from yours, the sooner it hits the bottom, the better, dude, because I'm looking to buy. So I'm looking for things to do. So while it's dilly-dallying in this stupid range, I can't really do much. Yeah. Because I'm not buying here, man. Not altcoins. Hell no. Like, I've seen, just to go off that topic, but it's on topic, is I'm still seeing the altcoin chart being brought up with people saying, get ready for altcoin season. It's going to do that. You know that chart where 2017 goes parabolic, 2021 goes pretty parabolic as well, altcoin season. And then obviously this one's got a little bit of green in it. And people are like, here we go. That was yesterday they posted the here we go. And then I woke up and we're not going, guys. Like, we're not going at all, man. And you and I have been speaking about this for a long time. And this isn't about me saying we're right, Greeny. This is about me saying we're not at the bottom yet because there's still people posting that stuff. And for me, yes, bingo, you hit the nail on the head. That's what I was trying to talk about. The altcoin only, excluding stables, BTC and ETH. Perfect. Thank you. This is what they're alluding to. There was like a tiny little breakout, bro. I mean, look at that little candle. Look what they call a breakout. Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah. It's honestly, guys, there will never be another altcoin season. I can't be more blunt. There will never, ever, ever be another full-blown altcoin season, okay? This chart shows you exactly why. You've got lower highs from 2017, lower highs from 2021, lower highs from 2024 to 2025. During the meme coin super cycle, mind you, 2029, as you can see down the bottom, it is going lower. That is how it works, okay? That's what price is. Will you get a little pump? Sure, okay? We'll get a little pump. But there will never be a full-blown altcoin season ever again. Crypto's maturing, man. And people are buying... I mean, Peter Thiel just sold all of his Ethereum. Like, people aren't even interested in crypto anymore. They're going to AI. So there will never, ever be a full-blown altcoin season again. There will be trends. There will be opportunities. There will be outperformance. But overall, everything is going down against Bitcoin.
Yeah, bingo, spot on, Greeny. And just to go off that, I know you sort of are the same frame of mind. There'll be selected altcoins that pop off. E.g., we saw Solana do pretty well last altcoin run, last bull market, I should call it. And that's probably based or backed off meme coins doing so well. So Solana got the nice little reward from that, which was fantastic. We did really well. So there is going to be opportunities in altcoins, but you've got to be very selective on what those altcoins are, because obviously people from 2017, myself in 21, worked out that altcoins would just rewrap meme coins. And so we went, hold up a second, hang on a minute, man. Like, this isn't what we were promised. And if we're going to dabble in the mud, we might as well dabble in meme coins because it can get quicker returns. There's not an execution risk with the CEO, things like that. Either that or just go Bitcoin, really, and just cop the 7x and walk away and go, gee, that was okay. 7x in 2 years. So no, I'm the same as you. And I see this, and I know there's a lot of people out there that would hope this was true, that this will pump. So I understand why people gravitate towards those posts. But I think you're going to get hurt. In fact, I don't think you have been hurt. I've been hurt too, right? I was in altcoins. I'm not saying, I told you so. We were in AVAX, Greeny. We were in coins. I was in Ethereum. I thought it might break a new all-time high. Didn't really do it.
I owned Beam at the start of the cycle, Greg.
Hey, what's that? Sorry, Greeny?
Beam on AVAX because it was a gaming token back at the start of the cycle.
Beam,
I own that.
Beam, Render. So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm like, haha, I'm a genius. No, I was also part. Hey, what's going on here?
Whoa! I didn't even do anything then. Holy. Okay, we're back.
That was an AVAX targeted attack.
Yeah, whoa. Is
that
AVAX
you,
running on
bro?
Restream? Whoa. AVAX rugging us in real time. Whoa.
We're under attack. No. So look, I think there will be altcoin runners in the next bull, but again, it'll be like this bull market was. You've got to be very careful, and you've got to be quick to rotate possibly as well, because there were moments in time where Beam pumped. There was moments in time where Render pumped. And each time I actually didn't sell there because I was like, okay, this is it now. And it just went bleh, bleh, and it just lower highs, bro. So I even though I knew what I was, I like to think I knew what I was doing, I was still a semi-believer. Didn't work out, man, and that's okay. You learn your lessons, and here I am to hopefully guide some people. Hopefully, not financial advice, but hopefully you can learn from our mistakes, our losses, our observations over the last. Gee, you're about what? How many years are you now, Greeny? 9?
Decade, bro. Decade coming up soon. It's crazy. My question to you was, what is your takeaway from that? What is your lesson that people as a viewer should listen about? I know what the answer is, but what is your answer specifically for that?
My answer, if I think I'm getting your question correctly, is don't assume altcoins will go up in a basket anymore. It's not an all or nothing thing. It's a some or none. So you're going to have to be a bit more locked in. You're going to have to be a bit more clued up. You're probably best to start getting to know charts so you can find bottomed out charts. And then what I found really effective, which is possibly something you taught me, was comparing those altcoins you're interested in against the BTC pair.
100%. Yeah.
You look at that, because obviously when you're picking which horse you're picking, right? You want the horse that gives you the most gains. That's what we're probably. I'm not buying altcoins for the tech, bro. Like no. I'm
be honest with it. Yeah. Chat, be honest with yourself. No one is doing that these days. Maybe Hyperliquid as a business, but you're not buying. I mean, you could buy a Link as tech, but no, it's speculation. It's speculation.
It's speculation. So you want to pick the horse that's going to get to the finish line the first, because that's who makes the most money. And either you're better off not investing in Bitcoin if you want modest gains. I think they're exceptional at a 7x this last bull run up. For me, that's me, man. I love that. Or you want to go into an alt, which could do better. But if you're going to go in an altcoin that should do better, it needs to perform better against the BTC pair, which is why you and me identified Ray. But mostly what it helped you and me with was the rotation from Solana to Ethereum, which we timed perfectly when I don't know if very many other people were talking about it then. No. So I like to think we were pretty quick on that narrative.
Yeah.
And the only way you got to pick that pivot was to look at the BTC pairs of Solana versus BTC and also Ethereum versus BTC. And you could see a bottom forming. You and me rotated out of the top of Solana, went into Ethereum at about 1,200.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, around that. 1,400, something like that. Yeah, in April last
year. Up to 5. So, that was the right move to make. So I guess the shortened version of that would be you need to be locked in. You need to look at those coins versus the BTC pair. If they're not outperforming the BTC pair or outperforming Bitcoin, you're either better to stay in Bitcoin or not in the market at all. If a 7x in Bitcoin's not enough for you, I don't know where you go. Actually, maybe altcoins. Maybe you go to AI, and I suspect that's what a lot of people have done. Instead of going into alts, I think probably a little bit of the market share has gone towards AI. So
without a doubt, attention for sure, money for sure. Like crypto's down at $2 trillion. That's already nearly 50% from where. I mean, it's probably more than 50% of where it was. Yeah, look at this. Like this is like that's down 47% from the highs of November last year. So pretty crazy to think about, Craig. This is really interesting to me that we actually set a new all-time high after the 10th of the 10th in terms of total crypto market cap. That just shows you how much money was in stable coins at the end of the cycle, even after 10-10. Like it's very interesting that people aren't even stabling up. They're moving money out of crypto. That's what that chart shows us. They're moving money out of crypto and either going somewhere else. And like we spoke about yesterday on the show, like liquidity doesn't just disappear. It just transitions between different assets, different risk profiles, different portfolios, right? And we'll talk about Warren Buffett's decisions actually very shortly. So the main takeaway for me, Craig, that I want to just add to your point, because it's very true what you added, but the main takeaway for me with crypto is you need to be adapting, and you need to be always ready for change and be okay to change, okay? Because people who made money one particular way in the past, if you made a lot of money, you could probably walk away and never have to come back. Unfortunately, that's not the case for 99% of people out there. They do need more time to make more money, okay? To become wealthy, where you do still need to earn money. You can't just live for free. You're not like, you have debt, okay? All these sorts of things, right? So the real lesson for me in crypto is learn to be adaptive. All those Ethereum bulls literally missed out on the whole Solana ecosystem of 23, 24, 25 because they were too biased that they hoped that DeFi season would come back. They hoped that NFT season would come back, and they thought that Ethereum was going to be the outperformer yet again. Okay, and it couldn't have been the opposite. All right, Solana literally outperformed Ethereum by like a crazy amount. This chart shows you again. And way back in 2023, I have public tweets, Craig, saying I don't even own any Bitcoin right now. I'm owning only Solana against Ethereum because it looks really good. It outperformed Ethereum by an 8x. Okay, so not only did Ethereum, sure, Ethereum still did a 4 or 5x over that period of cycle, but if you were positioned accordingly, like Craig said before, not only comparing the BTC charts against your altcoins, but comparing your Solana versus Ethereum or Hyperliquid versus Ethereum, okay? Those are the trends. Those are the secrets that I could share with you that really shows you where you should be rotating and when you should be rotating in and out of these specific tokens. I mean, to think that like Solana went on and did what, I bought it for $17 and I bought it for $30. So that was probably my cost basis, let's say, was around $27. So it went up over 10x from that level, and it outperformed Ethereum by 8x. That was the trade, right? That was the trade. And you only need, like, that's the thing. I could have just traded that and still, like, say you had 20 grand, like you could have walked away with 150 grand or more, right?
Pretty amazing, dude. Like
scaling out near the top, you have ample time to scale out here. And then we bought the tariff dip. When Solana topped, we saw weakness there when it was at $260. And then we bought Ethereum between that $1,200, $1,800. And unfortunately, we didn't execute specifically on the Ethereum-based trade. Okay, we round tripped out Pudgy Penguin, and now we're down about $12,000, or actually it might be more, $14,000. So we don't get everything right, but we are very clear with our processes, with our plan, and we stick to that. And time, you got to let time play out, Craig. Time in a bear market and time in a bull market. Okay, these things take a lot of time. And that's where and that's why I say I'm so greedy for a bear market to occur, because they're the best opportunities. You do not get opportunities like that consistently where it's the top altcoins or the top meme coins or the top Bitcoin, for example, that's down a fair amount and therefore really good value, and then still has that potential to run up, whether it's only a 2x or a 1.5x. Like 1.5x with size is crazy. Like, you got to remember that too. So, yeah, I get really excited by later this year. And I think time is on our side. You just got to stay really patient. You got to stay really patient, because I think there's going to be a lot of good opportunities later this year.
I agree. And I think sometimes it's tricky to convey to the viewers how important that information we're giving is. In that we're not here to shill daily runners. We're here to shill metas that are emerging. When we're rotating from one altcoin to another, those moves there, 8x's, a 10x on Solana, and then a rotation from Solana to Ethereum, which then did a 4x. You're taking 8x times a 4x. That is phenomenal, dude. Like, you can take 20 grand and get to $1 million fairly quickly, man, if you pivot at the right time.
That's it.
The chances of you catching a meme coin runner to make you $1 million are quite slim. Like, I want to say less than 1%.
It's gambling, right? It is. I would say it's less than 1%. I mean, you got to remember, graduation rate was sub 1% for a long time in the meme coin trenches.
0.001, 0.00001. Whereas rotating from Solana to Ethereum, bro, that didn't take. Like, that wasn't luck. That wasn't picking a runner. It wasn't like, oh, that ticker might kick off. That was just looking at a chart and technical analysis and going, this is happening. Not maybe it will. It is happening. How far up it goes, I don't know. But it's happening.
But just sit in the trade because you're confident with your analysis, and that was fundamental and structural, so price as well. And I think that was really like, I can't wait for that next trade to take place later this year. And I mean, Hyperliquid's now below $29. Who said that for ages? It's going closer to $20. Trust me, that's how price works. Okay. Guys, if you're new here, YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, guys, smash the sub. We're live every single day at this time, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we've been doing that full time for now over 2 years. Smash the sub or smash a follow. We've got a good amount of viewers over on our YouTube channel. Now, before we move on to Warren Buffett and what that means more globally with AI, what that means for crypto, what that means for just investing in general. Last topic. I have seen a few bull posts recently, Craig. Seen a few people like Mando say, look, I think it's not a bad time to see value in the market right now, and he's kind of bullish. I would agree with that, and that's why I put this post up last night saying I agree that I'm incredibly bullish. However, do not be fooled by time. And if a bull market takes 2+ years, it was actually 2.5 years, I think, from the low to the high, then naturally it's going to take a long time for that to properly reset to where it has enough opportunity, okay? Sellers are exhausted to actually go again, okay, in future years. So for me, good to see you, Goats. It's been a while. For me, Craig, you just need to be careful. I know there's people out there bullish, and bullish always does better with engagement. But again, as the educator comes out, don't be fooled, okay? It does take time for charts to reset. I think that's a really key point that people need to understand.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. And like you and I have been speaking for a while now, it's not going to be price that capitulates people. It's going to be time. And we saw that when Bitcoin ranged between 40 and 70K, then again from 70 to 100, and then again from 70 to all-time high. From 100 to all-time high. There was moments of time there where it crabbed sideways and actually crabbed downwards. Obviously, they were bull flags forming or descending wedges, but it was a different time there, obviously, to now. But even the good things take time. Even in a bull run, 80% of the time you're going sideways, and then the other 20% you're either sending up or down. So
yeah, exactly.
It's a patient man's game. And the way you make money in this market is patience, unfortunately. And if you can be patient, you will out-trade probably most of the people on crypto Twitter quite easily because they're very impatient. Anyway, we'll move on to the big fellas. Talk to me, Greeny. I didn't see this. This.
So I woke up and I saw this morning. I will zoom in shortly. The diagnosis here that I put in the tweet was he reduced his tech exposure quite significantly. He obviously has a lot of money in cash. I believe it's like 330 million. He's been big focus on energy, businesses with strong revenue and reoccurring revenue. And Google remains now the top tech position after he dumped 77% of his Amazon stock position, Craig, which is pretty crazy to think about. Now, energy obviously is the main one that we've seen. He increased his exposure to Domino's, I'm pretty sure as well, which is just a business that continues to thrive. Yeah, here you go. Domino's Pizza up 12% allocation, Craig. Energy continues. Chubb continues, okay. He's very much moved into Chevron as well, 6%. So what we've noticed here is this significant shift away from tech into cash. Now, obviously, he's handing the business over. He's retiring. He's stepping away after doing it for majority of his life. He's the best goated trader of all time, the best investor of all time. And what we've noticed here is Apple, okay, reduced 4%, okay? He only has 22% allocation now. Bank of America, he also reduced by 9%, Craig. Very interesting. If we come down a little bit lower, okay, I'm not 100% sure what Aon is, but that was down by 12%. Pool also down by 11%. But this is the huge one for me, Craig. Amazon reduced by 77%. You got to remember, Jeff Bezos also has been selling his stock. This just screams over, basically the takeaway is he is de-risking from extended, overvalued tech stocks and moving more into foundation, so energy, into businesses that always make money no matter the market conditions, hence Domino's, okay? And really focusing on Google. Google remained untouched, okay? Google remained held the same amount. So he de-risked Apple, de-risked Amazon completely nearly, which is really interesting for a lot of traders and a lot of investors worldwide. It's always interesting to see what he does. Now, this is obviously the last report that we will ever have from the big man because he is retiring. What is your takeaway from this, Craig? Because I woke up and I read this and I was like, okay, that actually really aligns with my analysis looking at the technicals that we've been speaking about over the past week. What does that mean for someone like you who does have a lot of cash ready to go potentially later this year? And maybe what is probably valued right now compared to what isn't worth allocating right now?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? The reduction of 77% of Amazon is huge. And I'm guessing, or is it a case, did he go heavy into Amazon pre-COVID? Because Amazon pumped into COVID,
Probably.
like it's well, because everything was shut.
Yeah.
So Amazon went gangbusters. So I'm guessing he had a pretty large allocation in Amazon during that time.
Yeah.
And he's getting, and I'm guessing he's up big on that.
Yeah.
So he's probably taking profit there. Amazon, I would have thought, was semi in a good shape, even in a recession. So that does interest me. Domino's interests me, but that I think possibly is a sign of the times. Prices, food's getting more expensive, but Domino's has actually kept their prices steady for a long time. So one of the selling points of Domino's is they're still very affordable comparatively to other food you can buy. E.g., there's even the supermarket. It's a lot more expensive. So that kind of makes sense. Man, I think he's been prepping for a while for a downturn or recession. I remember listening to people, even 2 years ago, and he was already scaling out then.
100%. Yeah.
So it did catch my eye 2 years ago then in the bull run he was scaling out. But it also made me think, look, a couple of things. He's got a lot of money invested, so he does have to scale out quite slowly compared to, say, you or me, which can one clip out. Whereas if he one clips, Jesus, he'll destroy.
He'll collapse.
He'll destroy companies. So he's been scaling out for quite some time.
Yeah.
Dude, I think he's smart. In the bull run, he scaled out, and in the bull, I mean, he's retiring, but the show will go on. And then I suspected that as it's decreasing, he'll start accumulating again, which is probably what I've been doing. That you've been doing that, so he's actually not doing anything that I haven't been doing. In fact, if anything, it's made me go, "You're on the right track, Craig." I'm nowhere near probably as skilled as this dude. Who knows? I'd say he smashes me every day of the week, but I think our ideas of market timing kind of align. So. Yeah, nothing particularly. Probably the one that really caught my eye was the Amazon. That makes me go, hold up. Yeah, what's that? What has Bezos done that's naughty? Is it something to do with the flight logs? Am I being a conspiracy theorist?
Yeah,
I don't know. Dude.
I think you're being too conspiracy based there. I lean towards he no longer runs the business. He's selling his own stock. He's getting out. So. Again, it's just transitioning into a different time, and I think a lot of these stocks are very overvalued. And I agree with that. And if you look at the Mag 7, like we've shown on the chart, Craig, like a lot of that stuff looks very overextended. Let me pull it up, chat. Let me pull this up for you guys. Where is it? Where did I throw it? Mag. So it is. Okay, so if I just zoom out to the monthly and we have a look at the weekly, okay, and I turn off some of my indicators. Yes, so we have a look at, like, we have lost structure here, okay? This is a change of character for the first time that we've seen in a long time. So this is Mag 7. So basically your top tech stocks make this up, okay? And what you're noticing, that is a distribution pattern. So if you are watching on YouTube, guys, smash a sub. We're hitting good numbers on YouTube. I'm up at 29. Love to see it, guys. Drop a sub. We're live every day, analyzing all markets, analyzing all trends, and trying to win consistently in this industry and many industries. And been doing this publicly for 2 years. No, nearly 3 years now. But anyways, Mag 7 makes up obviously the Magnificent 7. So the top tech stocks, for me, this clearly looks like distribution and likely continues lower. The issue being the monthly stochastic as well, Craig, up at the 89th percentile, turning bearish here upon a February close. If February closes below that 62, 63 point level, doesn't look good. Does not look good for your Mag 7 here. And again, like, if Buffett is getting out into cash, if he's doubling down on holding Coca-Cola, holding businesses that make revenue, increasing energy, Chubb and security as well, makes a lot of sense for someone else to probably consider that as well. And I mean, you always, like, this is a lesson that you should learn that we executed in crypto, but more specifically applies to any market. If you're up significantly, if you're feeling euphoria, if you're taking a screenshot, if you're telling your neighbor about your gains, Greg, if you're bragging about how much money you've made, take some profit. That is literally the best lesson I can learn, because if you're doing that, so are millions of other people, and likely that is very close to a top, and likely it's going to dump very aggressively in the near future. So yeah, Mag 7 does not look good here, Craig. I think we get great opportunities later this year. The really interesting part, which we've alluded to over the last couple of weeks, is that Google still remains untouched in his portfolio, okay? And Google keeps emerging as this strong AI juggernaut compared to the other top Mag 7. Microsoft showing weakness, okay? Apple showing weakness, Amazon showing weakness. It's very interesting that a lot of people seem to be really focusing on Google right now, Craig. And I mean, if we do have a look here, Warren Buffett used 10% of his cash position to buy Google and already achieved a 50% gain on the average share price in Q3. This was recorded last year in 2025, just to backdate it a little bit. But isn't that just fascinating that we're looking at all of this from a different perspective? We're looking at the technicals. We're understanding the fundamentals of AI emerging. We're understanding the fundamentals of exposure and something that's oversold, something that's overbought, okay, overextended. And we're very much focusing on, well, a lot of things are aligning that maybe Google is arguably going to be the juggernaut that just keeps becoming and could be the largest stock in the world. I mean, Nvidia, I should have a look. I'll pull that up. But what's your takeaway here, Craig? Are you interested in Google as the main play now for tech?
Yeah, I am. I am. I just don't know how I can get an entry or when. I guess when is when everything comes crashing down. Sounds like Google might be a bit more padded. It is interesting. Yeah, I don't know enough about that side of investing. But it's something that I need to look at during this bear market, so I will. But no, certainly interesting that he's not scaling out there. It's like, man, what's this? He obviously thinks this is going higher, would be my answer to that. So if he thinks it's going higher, doesn't mean he's right, but it does fare well for the chart. Yeah, Google's a monster, huh? I mean, it's an obvious play, right, in hindsight, I guess, but yeah, she's a juggernaut, dude. Like, yeah, really interesting. I would like to get into stocks this coming bear market and just diversify my portfolio so it's not so heavily crypto. Because if I was in some of these tech stocks and metals even, I would have been a little bit protected during this time when Bitcoin sort of underperformed. So I am looking for the next bear market to acquire some of these and just really increase my education on these things. So it's good we're talking about it because it'll force me as well to take a closer look at it.
The interesting thing here on the 3-month chart is Amazon is very much a bearish engulfing candle. We obviously, very similar structure to what Bitcoin showed in October last year. You have like 4 or 5 drives of bearish divergence at the highs, wicks above this level. This is Bitcoin chart in a nutshell, to be honest, Amazon right now. Very extended parabolic run. You're showing weakness above the first attempt of a high back from, when was this? October 2024. Again, it's just on a more extended time frame compared to Bitcoin. And what you have is a bearish engulfing 3-month candle after showing a liquidity sweep. So a swing failure pattern multiple times at the high. This Amazon doesn't look good from a technical perspective, Craig. It does not look good. When you compare that to Google, very different chart. Now, obviously, Google probably has there's huge FVGs here. Okay, so this is liquidity. It will become an opportunity, and here as well. Okay, but sort of between 200 and around 235. So don't get me wrong. I think that Google still looks quite overextended if you do look at the chart. But this looks a very different chart to something like Amazon, Craig, which is very bearish. I mean, Apple also not as bearish, but not as strong, okay? As you can see, consolidating, the impulsive moves are getting less, okay? Less, all right? That's what happens when a parabolic move starts to come to an end, okay? Then you get a greater correction, all right? Whereas Google, very strong. Like, you could easily say that it could come all the way down to here, okay? And that would still be a macro high or low, okay? So I do, from a technical perspective, from a fundamental perspective, it really looks like Google remains probably the top trade potentially. I mean, let's look at the Nvidia chart. It looks still very strong as well, okay? Nvidia still looks very strong up here, and it's obviously a bit of a different play, okay? Obviously, Nvidia is in majority of computers and all of that sort of tech side, it's very different, right? And this actually looks like it wants to push a little bit higher. But for me, Nvidia and Google probably remain the top sort of plays if we look at a market structure sort of understanding. And if we look at where they are right now, Craig, Google will flip Apple if Apple keeps dumping very, very soon. So it just shows you something can be very overextended, but if it keeps dominating in revenue, keeps dominating in product distribution, then it's a juggernaut for a reason, and it'll keep outperforming no matter, like, if we do have a recession in 2026 or we do have a market-wide correction because the bubble needs to pop a little bit and reset to fair value. Any other last takeaways on that, Craig?
Not really, other than it's disappointing to see Bitcoin gone from there, man.
Yeah, Bitcoin's not even on the list.
Damn, man. It's not even like far out. Lucky 13.
Tesla's worth more than Bitcoin.
Where did it get to? Where did it get to? Was it just?
It was like fifth. It was like fourth or fifth. Yeah, I think it got up here. Yeah, maybe sixth or something.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, no good for the remainder of my bags. That's probably the last thing I want to say on that is, damn, how quickly it dropped out of there, man.
Yeah.
Both gone. I mean, I understand some of these are going to have their time in the doldrums. You know, obviously Apple probably has a bit of a downturn happening.
Oh, Craig just dropped out. You back?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know who dropped it. Was that me? Was it?
Yeah, you dropped out.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Leave me alone, AVAX. I'll talk about nicer things.
No, maybe it's Apple now because we're talking about Apple.
Yeah, bummer, dude. Bummer for the crypto folk, and I can see why crypto people are starting to pivot to talking about AI and things like that because the interest just isn't there with crypto at the moment, isn't it? But my take on that is I still think crypto's got a future. Mm-hmm. And I think when interest goes away from something, that's a time for me to start looking at it. So that's not always the case, guys. I'm not saying everything that disappears out of view you should chase. I'm just saying I still think Bitcoin specifically has a future in this chart or in this list. And I think it will rise once again. And when all the eyes go off it, that's when I get interested in looking at it. When all the eyes are on Google, that's probably not the time for me to be looking at it for a buy.
Dude, Ethereum is like, not even Ethereum is 80th, Craig. Holy,
let's go. Macca's.
Ethereum was like top 50, I'm pretty sure, like nearly top 20 not too long ago. So that's fascinating in itself as well. So, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a sub. We appreciate you. Hey, guys, if you're watching on Kick, drop a sub, drop a follow, drop a sub as well. Appreciate it. Hey, good topics. Good topics to talk about today. Any last topics? Do you think gold and silver also still go up later this year? If there's geopolitical tension, if there's more world wars, which I don't know, it seems, I don't know, I've been reading a little bit about percentages increasing on Polymarket around the US bombing Iran, Craig, again. I'm reading that overnight. Do you think gold and silver still have room higher if there is a recession, if there is geopolitical issues worldwide?
Possibly. I still think they're on their way down though. But yeah, there could be some relief rallies, war. I haven't looked historically in times of war though what gold did. So it'd probably be better for me to answer that once I did that. But just being a naive take, I think metal's on the way down. But I'd need to investigate further and see in times of war if these really did spike or not. I think if there is war, it'll be a temporary pump, and then I think it'll be business as usual for where the market wants. I think the market wants to take gold lower and it wants to take silver lower. Look at that cat! Look at
that! That's a meme coin. Silver is a meme coin, bro.
Bro, how are all the people feeling that just rushed to buy that? Like, remember the frenzy on silver about how many months ago? 3 months ago, people were frothing on this and got slammed.
I mean, if you still got in July, you're probably up still at 2x nearly. So, I mean, late Q3. I mean, Q3 was about here September. So, I mean, you're still up nearly at 2x. So it's not bad, but which is pretty good for a metal.
I've noticed the metals posts on X are nowhere near what they were 3 months ago, though. They have now. It's just interesting to me how human psychology works and how quickly people pivot from topics. Timber, all of it, man, all of it's coming down, which is an exciting time to buy. I'm pumped, man. I don't know about metals, how much I'll put in there. Certainly gold, I'll probably be a little bit interested in when it comes down.
Yeah.
Silver, not so much, a little bit though. But I know it sounds pretty bearish what we're saying at the moment, but I would reframe that, guys. And I look at bearishness as exciting. So
opportunity, exactly.
So don't think for a minute what Greenie and I are saying now should turn you off tuning in. If anything, I would encourage you, if you were tuning in at all-time highs with us, you need to be tuning in now. At all-time highs, we can't offer much value other than sell, okay? What we can offer now is what we think is a good buy, when to buy, and why. Not financial advice. I'm just going to say what I'm doing, and you guys can do what you like. But do not take these conversations we're having at the moment in the red as negative. They're absolutely not negative. These are the most positive. I'm feeling more positive now than I was. This is going to sound really weird at all-time high, because at all-time high, I had nowhere to go, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't know when it was coming tumbling down. And sure enough, it came tumbling down, and I didn't sell enough at the top. I'm much more comfortable at bottoms than tops. You can probably clip that, Levi. That can probably make a weird clip. But I am getting more and more comfortable now in buying. I want to see it come low, and I hope the viewers tuning in start to change their mindset in the way that they should start to maybe get greedy sooner rather than later. And I think there are going to be big opportunities within this year. So hold tight. Don't vanish now, man, because if you vanish...
Craig dropped out again, chat.
What's going on with my internet? I'm back. I don't know what's happening. Sorry, chat. Sorry, Greenie. I don't know what's happening.
That's all right.
Yeah. Long story short, it's a great time to... I don't think it's the time.
Hold on. Restart again. Clip. It was so clip worthy, and then all of a sudden it went...
I don't even know what I'm saying. That's the problem. Guys, welcome to Market Mates. You're with Greenie and Craig today. Oh God, Greenie, give me a recap. What was I even saying?
Oh, dude, you're just going on a tangent, Craig. Honestly, I was planning the next topic to talk about, so I actually wasn't concentrating as clear
Perfect.
as I should.
Let's move on. My Wi-Fi. Maybe it's my bloody
your VPN, yeah.
Anyway, anywho, get greedy, guys. Get excited. It's not the time.
No, exactly. Like we can't. The takeaway Craig was saying is like when everyone always comes in a bull market and everyone always leaves in a bear market, and you should literally do the opposite. You should be greedy in a in a bear market, and you should be very bearish in a bull market. Okay, very fearful when prices at all-time highs or going crazy. Okay, that's a great investing trading strategy, whether it's a day trading strategy or a long-term investing strategy. And that's what we do on this show. That's what we do in the GTG ecosystem. Okay. And what we're looking at here is, I mean, if you just look at pattern recognition of gold right now, okay, that screams sell. It just screams sell. It says, look, price needs to reset, as it will, likely over a long period of time compared to other assets, because gold is very much been around a long time. It's also very valued in terms of trillions of dollars. So for me specifically, time is very important. The next topic I want to talk about before we do maybe move on to some quick hitters of news events is actually USD dominance, Craig. It's up about 8.1%, up another 1.5% today. This is we provide so much education on this channel. So drop a sub. But the takeaway for this chart, if you wanted to just study one chart around bull markets and bear markets, this chart literally just defines it for you. It's as simple as that. Anytime USDT dominance goes up, it's a bear market. Anytime USDT dominance goes down, it's a bull market. It's as simple as that. Literally, look at this. 2022 to 2023, Bitcoin capitulated, okay? Altcoins went to zero. Meme coins were nothing, all right? Throughout 2023 to the end of 2025, what happened to the USDT dominance chart? It went down. Crypto went crazy. We saw 100x meme coins. We saw Solana do a 10x. We saw Radium do a 40x, which we called and shared with you guys way back in 2023 on this channel. And now we've seen USDT dominance outperform yet again. Okay, another sign that we're starting to see this move isn't done yet. The bear market is not done until I see weakness on this chart.
Clip that, Levi. You finally got on. My Wi-Fi didn't interrupt. Thank you, Greenie. Thanks for wrapping that up for me. Now, the other thing I'd say just to end that is, if you're not locking in now and getting ready to buy at the bottoms, it's going to be you that's buying our bags on the way up. And that's the truth. Like, the only reason you and I made good money on Ray is because people came in late and bought our bags when we were selling for 10x. That's just how this works. You want to buy your bags at the bottom and sell to people when they return to the market. I had people messaging me 24 and 25, normally people saying, what should I buy? When should I get in? What should I do? Blah, blah, blah. That there is your moment to start scaling out, because they're the reason why the chart pumps up. It's the latecomers. You want to be positioned so when they come, you go, thank you very much. I agree. It's a fantastic coin. Here you go. Have some of mine. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy up all the gold that everyone leaves on the ground. I'm going to pick it up and go, oh, I'll take that. I'll take that. And then when they come back, I'm going to go, here, you can have it back for a 5x. Thanks. Bye. And they'll go, thank you. And I'll go, no, thank you. And that's what happens. So yeah, stick around, guys. There's money to be made. This is where, maybe not right now, but I think the other thing is, if you stick around now, it'll become more obvious what is good and what's not good, versus if you step away, it's quite hard to come back in and be like, oh my God, where am I? What's the market doing right now? It's quite, I know if I step away for a holiday, Greenie, like I went away to New Zealand for 2 weeks, when I came back, you're kind of like, what's happening? Like, you've got to re-go over all your charts.
Exactly.
That's not a bad thing. Step away. If you need time, if you want the time to step away, it's probably now for a little bit, right? Have a rest, recharge, like what Greenie and I are doing, start learning, start educating yourself, sharpen your sword for the next bull run. Because the people that stick around now and learn and invest in themselves, by the time the next bull run comes, they're the ones who are going to put up the massive P&Ls, not the people that came in late and found a runner, jelly and all that crap. So yeah, hopefully you guys, that comes across as sincere and honest. And I mean, I'm not trying to sell you guys anything, other than maybe join GTG. But other than that, man, I'm not, what I'm talking about day to day I'm not pumping my bags, man. There's no bags I'm even chilling. I just would like everybody to get a win here, because life's hard enough, and there's not very many people out there that care if you win or not. There's just not. There's not, man. It's just the way the world works. Try tell a friend of yours in the real world that you made $1 million. See their face. Most of them won't be happy for you. They'll smile and pretend they are, but most people will walk away later and go, why did he get that? Why not me? So that's the way the world works. So stick around, guys. Hopefully we can all make some money together.
Flat smack, you have the wrong approach, I'm going to say, Legend. I couldn't disagree more, and I'd highly recommend, if you've only just tuned in, go back and rewatch why it's important that you study other people's decisions, okay? And trust me, you're literally trying to go against the best trader of all time. But okay, good luck to you, is what I say to you. Good luck to you. Now, a couple heavy-hitting points, Craig. Hold on, my tab's just slow. I hated Green's Mad Lad trade. Hey, bring it back. Hold on. Oh, dude, Eldorado, do I bring up the tweet? I'll bring up the tweet.
What did he hate about it? Did he hold?
Because I took profit. Is that what you hate? No, dude, take me back to 23, bro. Take me back.
Yeah. Humans are funny creatures, eh? We what's it? Misery enjoys company. That's what I found. And that is such a true statement. People who are miserable want to know that other people are miserable as well, rather than someone else. Because you know what happens if someone's successful? It puts a spotlight on someone who's not. And people do not like a spotlight on themselves to look at all their inadequacies. They'd rather seek comfort in others doing shite so they can go, oh, I'm okay. I'm just like everyone else. No, you're not. You're lazy. Do something about it and win. We're only here, as far as I understand, we're on this earth one time and one time only.
And healthy.
What do you got to lose?
Healthy for like 60. Yeah, healthy for like 50, 60 years. Like, that's about it. So I'm sorry. I saw him saying the trade was there and I could have bought 2 and faded. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm more proud. I was late to this trade. So as you can see, this is the tweet way back from, when was this? 2023, 2020. Holy shit, I wrote a passage about that. April 25. So I think I bought it late 23. Late 23 and sold it early 24. 5 weeks later. No, yeah. So I waited. I waited a long time, but I'm more proud of my exit than my entry on this. And because I was late, because I agree with Eldorado. I saw like PO and Nick and stuff talk about this and Easy being like, oh no, Mad Lads are going crazy. Solana NFTs are going good, but Doggos obviously had just minted. We saw SMBs go pretty well. DGOTS was still pretty okay back there in the bear cycle. And what we noticed was that Mad Lads had this potential opportunity with Backpack, with the whole Solana narrative as well. Again, this is a great example of when you're early to a trend, early to a bull market, and Solana itself was going up at the same time. So not only did I make more Solana on the Mad Lad NFT trade, Solana also went up crazy amounts. And look at this. I talk about that specifically in this tweet. Those are the trades that compounding on compounding is the secret to turning crazy low valuation trades into crazy life-changing sort of money in crypto specifically. So, I mean, that's why I haven't been trading anything, because majority of the tokens these days are going down. So you're losing money while you're trying to trade on the chain. That's why I'm trading only perps, really day trading from time to time, because you're trading in and out of stable coins while the rest of the market kind of reprices, right? So the main takeaway from this is that I bought, again, 83. This is, you got to remember, this is mid to late 23. So I think it was late 23. For me, $2,000 at that time was like 20% of my whole portfolio. After making a few $1,000s in meme coins, Greg, I think I had maybe 10 grand like across my port. It was a huge risk. I was like, I'm betting like 20% of my entire crypto portfolio on this trade right now. And so what I obviously, as I said, yeah, so 25 is what I've got as my DCA for Solana back in the day. And then I exited way up here because it was showing. And again, people are like, oh, you can't use TA on meme coins. You can't use TA on NFTs. Well, loosely you can. You can still track a trend, see when it's starting to slow down here, okay? And what we noticed is that it did slow down. And I was like, you know what? Hold on a minute. All my lessons from the 2 previous bull cycles were you round tripped, you lost money to scams, you were too greedy, you never took profit when it felt wrong, okay? So I was like, this was arguably one of the first trades where I actually went, you know what, Greeny? You're up 17x in terms of USD. That is life-changing for you, who started with only 5 grand initially. Probably take some profit. So I took some profit off the table and only tweeted about it a few weeks later. But that really, Craig, this trade changed my life. It changed my perspective on how I approach crypto this cycle. And because I failed for 7 years before that. I did what everyone does. I round tripped. I lost money to scams. I kept FOMOing in at highs. I kept selling at bear market lows. And it wasn't until this 2023 to 2025 where I completely did the opposite. And that's why I preach it so much, because I've lived it. And my goal is to fast track your journey so you don't waste 7 years like I did. Okay. And this was the first trade where I was like, you know what? Yes. And then BTC Puppets on Ordinals was the next follow-up to that, where we got in at like 3 grand. I sold it like 20 grand. I was like, you know what? That's a 6x. Happy with that. Walk away. Sure, they went to 45 grand. I don't really care. I still walked away with profit and walked away with the 6x. So I think that's the lesson in itself, Craig. Anything else you want to talk about on that specifically?
All I can say on that is it was fantastic times. And some of those wins came at the start of the bull market / end of the bear market. So
Exactly. Yeah.
The good thing about a bear market is NFTs, some NFTs can pop off. There's other metas that can pop off as well. So Ordinals was a good one, Mad Lad. So there hadn't been many NFTs on Solana up to that point, or not much notoriety.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it'll happen again. What I'm saying is there will be runners coming that you and I don't even know about, that chat we don't even realize. I can't say what the meta is. I don't create the meta. I'm just a narrator saying, I think this is a meta. I might be wrong, but if you stick around, they become quite obvious. Bitcoin Puppets was very obvious. There's a lot of very obvious trades. Obviously, in hindsight, but you and I mean, we were live streaming them. When I bought one, I was live. I streamed in my car. Sorry, I took a video of me with a wad of cash going to put money into Bitcoin, saying I'm buying a puppet today. So I was super. I could have got wrecked there. Obviously, I didn't. And then you and I were live on stream. You bought one with an ice cream thing.
Yeah.
Shit, that was funny. I cannot wait. You know what? I'm excited, dude. I'm excited for that stuff to come back. That stuff where you can just put money into what looks like the most stupid stuff, but you just feel this like tingle of something. It feels different. You're like, could be special. Mm-hmm. And then you just make, how stupid was that money?
Dude, Ordinals were crazy. Oh, dude, I've seen ISO beats and stuff come out and say Ordinals were a scam. Like, shut up, bro. It's just a meta. Dude, that guy's shield sub 10K abstract meme coins. That's a scam, bro. Okay, I'm sick of these bloody influencers coming out and saying shit. It's just a trend, man. It's a trend. It's a meta. And you just trade them, okay? You don't call it a scam, okay? There's so many things that you've been associated with that is a scam. So I'm just sick of all these people saying all these things, like hindsight after the fact. Like, sure, Udi raising 20 grand for each NFT mint of whatever the Taproot with. I agree. That was horrendous. And we said that at the time. Clemente minted. I was like, you're like, why would you do that? We're approaching a bear market. Like, no. But these people are calling stuff a scam 2 years later. It's engagement farming too. It's just horrendous. It is horrendous.
What's the greatest scam, an ordinal or a ETH-based NFT, whereas if you don't pay the server fees, the image disappears?
Yeah.
What's the greatest scam, bro? Like when the Amazon servers go down and Bored Apes couldn't see the apes, right? And there was a broken link picture.
Mm-hmm.
Are penguins a scam? Pudgies? Bored Apes a scam? Then, like, at least ordinals aren't going down. I think Greeny dropped out there. Oh, God.
Oh, dude, what is happening today? What is...
Udi, that might be Udi.
Dude, everyone's targeting us, Craig. Everyone's targeting.
Look with the foresight of that doesn't make sense. In hindsight, you can call everything a scam. It's about catching metas, making money, exiting, and taking your money and do what I did. I built a new bathroom, right? My puppet paid for that. I don't think that was a scam. I've got a nice new bathroom I shower in every day, dude. There's no scam about that.
Look, it's just a trend.
Look, put it this way, man. Essentially, the whole world's a scam.
Yeah.
Money's a scam.
It's all manipulated. It's a
Ponzi. Everything's a Ponzi, including cash. So unless you're going to call, or maybe ICPs calls that a scam. I don't know exactly what he's talking about there. Calling ordinals a scam sounds very naive to me and very touristic.
It's just classic engagement bait in a bear market. Like, let's bring up topics. Like, let's bring up topics from 2 years ago and let's just bait people into commenting on this. Like, it's pathetic. It's just weak.
Well, it was a scam at half a Bitcoin when they ran to that, dude. They ran to half a Bitcoin.
Exactly. So, it's funny because he shielded some other random ordinal back in the day too. And that obviously it did, but he didn't call that a scam. So it's really interesting. Anyway, moving on. We don't like to reflect too much on other people's decisions. It's just a comment more wide about content that I'm focusing on there. Stablecoins reaching still holding up very well here. $307 billion still in stablecoins, which is very interesting as well. Some quick heavy hitters, guys. So CFTC's C-League opens up about a legal dispute against states getting in the way of prediction markets. Basically, the takeaway here is that they want to declare that a federal agency has authority over the US prediction markets because basically there's still insider potentially happening with obviously Trump's sons who have worked within paid advertising for the leading companies, so Polymarket and Kalshi. Very much this is a regulation happening in real time with prediction markets as they hit new all-time highs back to back to back. Month on month, Craig, they continue to hit all-time highs. So yeah, a regulation around this makes a lot of sense. I mean, Polymarket you can't even use in Australia. Really interesting. You can use Kalshi and you can use Myriad Markets, obviously without a VPN. I don't know. Any quick comment from you on this?
I guess when they can sniff money, they need to regulate. They probably do need to regulate it. I mean, need to?
It's like betting.
Probably need to. And look, I'm hesitant to say that because I'm very much free choice, but I understand they need to put guardrails up because some people are retarded, bro. That's just the way it is. Same as cigarettes. People can't it's just the way it is. Humans can't be trusted to look after their own health. So that's why we make the age of drinking 18, because otherwise 14-year-olds would be doing it, including myself back then. I was, I needed guardrails back then too, bro. So, I've looked at the way humans operate in my 40 years on this planet, and I now tend to agree most of us need guardrails to protect us because we are retarded, myself included. Hopefully things like this brings the ability for people like you and me to be trading this freely in our country. And I guess, what the other side of the coin is, they want their slice of the pie. They see a lot of money being made there. Where's our tax? Where's our revenue from this? They want their cut. You've got to pay the mafia, man. So I guess prediction markets are going to start lobbying Parliament, make sure favorable decisions made. So this is, as bad as it looks, I think it can look, this is just the crypto market maturing again.
Exactly.
So I see it as in fact, the fact they're having these conversations is a positive in my mind. We may not like, I'm not big on regulations, not really, although that just contradicts exactly what I just said. But I would like it in some ways to be a free for all. Let the babies drink vodka.
Lol, that is so good.
Dip their pacifier in bourbon when they're teething. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. Eh?
I'm kidding, Law. I'm kidding. I don't really care, man. Bring regulation. It's not going to stop what I'm doing. I don't think it's not going to really hurt any of us listening to the story we're talking about right now. Let's move on to the next thing, Greedy, before I ramble.
Yeah, last topic of today, chat. It's been a great show. Make sure you follow and subscribe if you don't already. We do this live every day. Peter Thiel, very famous. Whatever. Held 0 shares in the Ether treasury firm ETHZilla at the end of 2025. So basically, he dumped every single Ethereum-based trade or exposure that he had. Really interesting. At its peak, the firm hoarded over 100,000 Ether, but then panic sold after the market peaked in October. I mean, to be honest, that's actually not a bad trade because he got out before it dumped down to 1,800 and whatnot more recently. So you know what? Congrats, bro.
Panic sold.
Hey, yeah, I don't know. Like after the liquidation event, was that the panic? I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. Anywho, you probably still sold above where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
So he protected his downside. He just protected his liquidity. So I mean, I did the same thing, bro. So I panic sold a bit too, man. I sold Bitcoin at 98,000. You could kind of say I did too. Mm-hmm. When Bitcoin dumped from all-time high, I panic sold my not my last bit, but close to my last bit. So the same headline could be said about me. Am I glad I panic sold at 98? Oh man, I couldn't be more grateful. I panic sold, Greedy. I am glad I panic sold.
I'm still waiting for my commission for that. Thank you.
The check's in the mail.
All right, that's a great show today, guys. As always, thanks for hanging with us. We are live every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard or 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard. We need to double check when daylight savings does not continue in America. Thanks for hanging with us. Drop a follow, drop a sub if you are new here. And yeah, great show, great analysis today. Again, covering all market topics, AI conversations as well, not just crypto. So yeah, it's great to expand a little bit and learn some new things and talk about some trending topics outside of crypto, particularly as crypto goes through a corrective bearish period for probably most of 26, in my opinion.
No, spot on, Greedy. Yeah, thanks for everyone tuning in. I know it's a tough time for everyone, right? It's even hard, even Greeny and myself turning up every day to talk about things when they're down is tough, guys. So don't, for the people out there that feel you're alone when you feel bad at this moment in time in the market, you're not alone. I feel it too, right? But you've got two options. You either give up or you keep turning up. And yeah, mama didn't raise no quitter, man. So I'll be turning up. I just worked out. I gave myself the same pep talk in 21, bro, when prices dumped. I either decided, I had this as a pin tweet for quite some time, two options: you leave or you learn. I decided to learn. Dude, thank God I did, bro. Thank God I stuck around after 21, because I would have left probably breaking even or being slightly up in some things to making decent money, enough to actually be able to work from home. So to those people that are feeling down and despondent, I promise you, I can't promise you, you've got to actually execute this. But if you stick around and you learn, your chances of winning in the next bull are astronomically higher than your last bull. So stick around, guys. Keep learning. Hopefully we provide you with news, entertainment. We can help you on that learning journey. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be turning up every day. If there's one viewer, if there's 1,000 viewers, we'll be here pushing. So
Exactly.
To the viewers, Greeny, thanks for tuning up, and obviously being a good partner on the stream. Would have been easy for you to leave too. So I'm very grateful you got the same determination I have. It's very rare, bro. Thank God I didn't partner with someone else. They might have been gone by now. And to the viewers, thank you for tuning up, viewing us in the blood, and hopefully we can all win and make massive money come the next bull run.
Yeah, easy. Thanks so much, Craig. Thanks, chat, for tuning in. And guys, we'll see you again live tomorrow, same time. Have a lovely Thursday if you're in Australia. Have a lovely Wednesday night if you're over the other side of the world. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Craig.